discussion.
Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Patrick Raj, and I'm honored to serve you as my moderator today. Our discussion centers on a critical global challenge connecting everyone, making internet affordable and accessible. The internet is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity for work. It's a necessity for work. And it is also important for education and daily life purposes. Yet, according to the 2023 ITU Facts and Figure reports, with global connectivity is growing 3%, and still these 3% are remaining offline. Today, we will explore this affordability gap through four key pillars, which is identifying causes of weak connections, rural infrastructure, affordability for low-income families, and safe internet usage. Therefore, I would like to welcome four of our distinguished panelists, which is panelist one, panelist two, panelist three, and panelist four. Without wasting any time, let's have a kickstart ahead. Let's start off with the first key pillar, which is infrastructure. Therefore, panelist one, can you please let us know what are the factors of weak internet connection in remote villages, please? Thank you.
Thank you, moderator. I am panelist 1. So, to address the challenge of weak internet in remote village, we must face a hard truth. Our current infrastructure plans are failing. We all know that UN SDG 9 call for building residence infrastructure. However, for a village deep in the mountains or isolated on an island, the infrastructure simply doesn't exist. We are witnessing a digital divider that is not striking but is clarifying because we are trying to overlay a modern digital economy onto a rural landscape that lack of the basic physical foundation to support it. The core of the challenge is the physical reality of the last mile. In urban central, we take for granted the dense network of fiber optic cables and the reliable power script that keep us online. But in remote village, the cost of changing fiber through mountains or jungle is extremely high. So often discouraging private investment. Will still we cannot discuss internet connectivity without discussing energy poverty. A center, a cell tower is useless without a reliable power sources, and many of these remote areas suffer from intermittent electricity or rely on expensive dirty diesel generator. So this means that weak internet is often a symptom of a broader infrastructure failure. So when the power grid fails, the signal dies and the community goes dark. So this is why SDG 9 gives us the roadmap. To fix this, we need to stop waiting for the national power grids and phone lines to slowly reach this village. It takes too long. Instead, we need to use leapfrog technology. We should look up to the sky using low Earth orbit satellites that do not need cables on the ground, and we must look to the sun using solar powers to run this network. By combining satellite with solar powered community hubs, we create a system that works independently. It is resilience. It stays online even if the main grids goes down. So in conclusion, facing the weak connections in our remote village require us to treat digital infrastructure with the same urgency as road and water. So it requires public-private partnership that de-risk the investment of rural hardware, ensuring the profitability is not only the metrics for connectivity. So if we are serious about SDG 9, we must commit to buildings and infrastructure that leave no village offline. We must ensure that the child in a remote village have the same internet connectivity as a child in a capital city. Because in this 21st century, connectivity is not a luxury, but it is a necessity for everyone. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Very well said, panelist one. That's a wonderful piece of thought. Yes, I totally agree with you because many remote villages, especially in forest and mountain area, they should be preserved in terms of habitat and ecosystem, even though power is a necessity. Just like they say, let's get them connected without destroying the backyard. Therefore, panelist two, can I get your standing regarding panelist one's opinion, please?
I also totally agree with panelist one, who must treat digital access not as a geographic luxury but as a fundamental right that is essential for true social and economic equality.
Well said, panelist two. Um, Regarding panelist one, I've also noticed that you mentioned using satellites and solar power instead of normal cables. Why is that better? Isn't it safer to just wait for the standard phone lines to reach these villages? What's your take on this, panelists?
Yeah, in my opinion, the normal ways require dodging, trekking through mountains and jungle. So, which means it's takes years and cost millions. So it's too slow. So we can use by using satellite is better because it allows us to skip the physical barriers and we don't need to blast through rock or cut down the forest. So we can just set up the satellite dish and solar panel in one day, and the village is connected. So it which means it is more faster, cheaper, and less damaging to the environment. That's why we call it leapfrogging. We jump straight to the future without getting stuck in the mud of the past. Yeah, thank you.
Well said, panelist one. Thank you for your thought. Now moving on to the second key pillar, which is rural connectivity. As for panelist one just now, he has explained to us factor of weak internet connection in remote villages. Now, panelist two, more, I would like you to explain and share your thoughts on how to bring internet to remote villages so that they can experience this technology of internet connection and make it use in their daily life. The floor is yours. Expand your idea, please.
As feminists too, I realize that the challenge we face to bring internet in rural areas is that traditional internet infrastructure often relies on laying extensive underground cable, which is frequently too costly or geographically impossible for sparsely populated or isolated regions. To address this, I am drawing on peer-reviewed research by Brian from the University of Oulu, which highlight fixed wireless access as a highly effective and practical solution. In a fixed wireless access setup, internet service are delivered directly from a nearby base station to individual households using outdoor antennas and wireless router. This is a game changer for rural community because it completely eliminates the need of expensive and difficult underground cable installation based on the technical evaluation I have reviewed. This method is not only stable but also highly scalable, making it particularly suitable for the unique needs of remote village. Beyond individual homes, we must also consider how to provide broader access to digital service within the community. We can achieve this by developing long-range Wi-Fi system and signal booster to enhance local coverage in virtual hubs such as schools, community center, and local clinics. By combining this localized booster with broader technology like satellite internet and other emerging wireless systems, we can create a comprehensive strategy that overcomes the limitation of cost and geography. I have chosen to focus on this specific engineering-based approach because they are supported by systematic research and real-world deployment rather than just isolated pilot projects. This evidence gives us a reliable foundation to discuss policy and implementation strategy that are truly feasible and sustainable. Ultimately, by adopting these wireless technologies, we can ensure that no community is left behind in our push for a more connected and accessible world.
That's a wonderful piece of idea, panelist too. I really agree with that. And also, yes, that's a logical and money-saving idea because it's proven to be legit. And with this way, remote villagers can get access to high-quality internet without any description and stay without any disruption, and stay connected to the real world. Panelist three, can I get your opinion regarding panelist two's idea, please?
Yes, actually, I totally agree with what panelists two say just now. And this because these wireless solutions make real sense because they are practical, affordable, and already proven to work, especially for the communities that have been left out for far too long. And they give us a realistic way to reduce the digital gap. Yeah, that's all.
Well said, panelist three. Speaking of which, panelist two, it has also come to my attention that you have highlighted a point about fixed wireless access as a primary solution. Why is this more suitable for remote villages compared to other options like satellite internet or fiber optic? Can I get your thought on this, please?
For fiber optic provide a higher speed, the cost of laying underground cable in sparsely populated areas is often prohibitive. Fixed wireless access is a much more practical alternative because it utilizes existing base stations to deliver signal directly to outdoor antennas at each home, bypassing that physical infrastructure hundred entirely. While satellite is an option, fixed wireless access often provide a more stable and scalable connection for local community, making it an ideal middle ground for sustainability and performance.
Well said, panelists. Now moving on to the third key pillar, which is the affordability barrier. The ITU report highlights that the lack of access is often tied up to the uneven deployment of 5G and high-speed broadband. Therefore, panelist 3, can you please let us know some of the ways or methods to let low-income families to get internet access and make the best use out of it during their daily basis? Please expand your idea.
Thank you, moderator. So as panelist 3, I will focus on the ways to reduce the issue of internet access for low-income families in relations to SDG 9. So according to the ITU, say just now, the world's online population increased by more than 240 million people in 2025. And this shows that the global connectivity is improving. However, the progress is uneven. The report highlights a significant digital divide where 84% of people in high-income countries have access to 5G, while only 4% in low-income countries have similar access. And this data clearly shows that income levels strongly affect the internet accessibility. So the first key way to support low-income families is by prioritizing the affordable, high-quality internet access. Internet service should not only be available, but also financially accessible to everyone. For low-income families, high internet costs remain a major barrier. When the internet services are affordable, low-income families are more likely to use them for their daily life, such as maybe in educations, communications, and economic activities. Therefore, affordability is essential to ensure that no one is left behind in the digital development. The second main way is enhancing digital skill within the communities. Internet access alone is not enough if people do not know how to use it effectively. Many low-income families may lack in the necessary digital knowledge to fully benefit from the online resources. So by improving the digital skills, communities can make better use of the internet for their daily life, or maybe for educations, employment, and their daily needs. Digital skills development helps the individuals to understand how to search for informations, use online platform safely, and also access digital service. So this approach ensures that connectivity leads to real social and economic benefits. So in conclusions, there are two key ways to help low-income families gain internet access. First, by ensuring affordable, high-quality internet for everyone. And second, strengthening digital skill within communities. Together, these strategies address both access and effective use, helping to bridge the digital divide and supporting the goals of SDG 9. That's all from me. Thank you.
Very well said, panelist 3. I really agree with the idea because families should get access to internet with cheaper and quality services which allow them to access to internet for work or entertainment purpose. Panelist 4, can I get your standing regarding panelist 3's idea?
Yes, I definitely agree with panelist 3 because affordable, high-quality internet combined with strong digital skill ensure that low-income families not only access the internet but also use it effectively for education, work, and daily life.
Well said, panelist 4. That is a very important point to highlight as well. Now, there's a question for you, panelist 3. I would like to throw it on you. How does improving internet access for low-income families contribute to national development under SDG 9? I'm curious to hear how you see this playing out.
Improving internet access can build stronger digital infrastructure and support innovations. When the low-income families are connected, more people can participate in the online education, digital business, and the modern industries. This strengthens the overall economy and support inclusive growth, which is the key goal of the SDG 9.
I see. Thank you for the insights. Now, moving on to the last key pillar, which is meaningful connectivity and safety. Safety. The ITU emphasizes that connectivity isn't just about physical signal, it's about having the skills navigate the internet safely and efficiently. Therefore, panelist 4, can you tell us how can we safely use the internet for work without any unforeseen situations from happening to new users especially?
As panelist 4, I am honored to be here to discuss how we can empower people to use the internet safely for work and study. While improving internet access and affordability is essential, access alone does not ensure meaningful participation. Without proper digital safety skill, user may face risks such as scam, privacy breaches, and misinformation, which can discourage them from fully benefiting from online work and learning opportunity. Today, the internet is central to educate and employment, especially with the rise of online learning and remote work. However, how many users lack of the confidence and skill to protect themselves online? Research show that awareness of online risks is not enough to change behavior. People may know about cyber threats, yet still fail to take preventive action because they do not feel personally responsible or capable of managing those risks. This is supported by the study Online Safety Begin With You and Me by Scherer, which highlight that safe internet behavior improves when users feel a sense of responsibility and self-efficacy. The study also emphasized that safety education works best if it is tailored to user experience level. In practice, teaching safe internet use should be embedded into everyday tasks. For work, this includes recognizing phishing email, using strong password, and protecting sensitive data. For students, it means evaluating online source, protecting personal information, and understanding digital footprint. In conclusion, to truly connect everyone, we must go beyond access and affordability and focus on empower user with the skill and confidence to use the internet safely. Digital safety education turns connectivity into opportunity, ensuring that no one is left behind in the digital age. That's all from me.
Thank you for that wonderful piece of thought, panelist two. I agree because nowadays internet are being misused by many unauthorized parties for exploitation purposes, which lead to consumers' loss in forms of personal data or cash. Therefore, panelist two, may I know if you are standing together with panelist four's idea?
Yes, I fully concur with the ideas that just mentioned by panelists 4 because safety
Thank
skill
you
are
for
the
that.
bridge that
Thank you for that.
because
And I would also like to throw a question to panelists for what online risks do new users face most often, especially the younger ones, please?
New users often face risks like online scam and phishing, where fake email and message trick them into sharing password or personal information. Many people also use weak or repeated password, which make their account easy to hack. Students may also face misinformation or fake education website. This problem can lead to financial loss, stress, and disruption to work and or study, which is why basic internet safety training is essential.
Thank you for that wonderful clarification, panelist four. As we wrap it up, it's clear that achieving Sustainable Development Goal 9 requires more than just cables. It requires a global framework of affordability and digital literacy. The data from the ITU serves as our anchor. We must close the gap of the 3% that is remaining offline in the world. I want to thank our panelists for their wonderful insights and piece of idea to sharing to us for today. And let's continue working toward a world where being connected is a right but not a privilege. Thank you.